Today we are using the Ruffled Blooms embossing folder and stencil to create this beautiful card where we use the double vision technique so we get that kind of cool optical illusion. And if you want to know how I made this, stay tuned. Hey crafty people, this is Ellen with egidesigns and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would jump on the double vision card train, and so I've gone ahead and I stenciled out the fan favorite Ruffled Blooms. So I have the stencil and the embossing folder, and I almost hate to cut this up because I think it came out really great. But anyway, so we have that embossed. I do have a background mat of Plum Punch, and my card base is Edible Eggplant, which are the colors that I used in here, along with a little bit of the lovely lavender. I used the Lemon Drop for the flower centers, and then I used the Spruce Trio for the foliage on those flowers. So let's get started. And I will link over to, I saw the video on Sandy McIver's page, so I will link over to her site so you can go check that out, but that's where I got this idea. So after I stenciled this all up, I cut down this panel to 4 by 5 1/4. And I have a secondary piece which is exactly the same, and I'm going to build my double vision on the extra piece. Let me get this stuff out of the way. All right, so I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer to do this, and we're going to cut these into 1/2-inch strips. And before I get going, I'm going to put a little handle on there. So I'm going to attach it to this side. So I'm going to flip this over and flip this over. And I'm just meeting them and putting a little tape there. So when this gets down to the bottom, it'll be easier for me to cut it. So it's starting out at 4. So I'm going to go down to 3 1/2. And you want to keep these in order. So I'm just setting them to the side here. So then 3. Okay, and then the last one we can just take off of the tape. And we are good to go. Alright, so here are all of the pieces, and basically we are raising up every other one. I'm going to use my Score Buddy to help me. I'm going to use the ledge on here. If you're kind of good at eyeballing things, you can totally do that too. And alright, so for the first one, I mean, you can choose to either start with the raised one or start with the flat one. That's up to you. Alright, I just have the Altenew 1/4-inch foam tape, and this is 1/16, so it's pretty thin loft, not too much. I am going to put on here some glue, so I have a little bit of wiggle time. And again, you just want to make sure that you're keeping them in order. So I'm just using that ledge there to put that on, hopefully straight. Because we have that glue, we can adjust a little bit if we need to. All right, and then so for the second one, then you would glue this one. And there's different methods of, you know, using this one as a spacer and then doing the raised one and then going back. And so I just go in order and just try to line them up. And you want the pattern to be continuous. So you can look from the side and then look from the top and just make sure that everything is lined up correctly. Okay, and then so then the next one we're going to be doing the foam adhesive. And I do have a couple of other samples that I will show after the project is done. My first tries, if you will. Okay, and you can see that it's starting to get that optical illusion kind of look. And so then the next one is back to glue. Okay, and I'm just going to go through the rest of these, and I'll speed this up a little bit, and then I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so we have our complete panel. And if your edges are not straight, you can use the guillotine trimmer and you can just do a little sliver off. I think I did pretty good today with this one. So doesn't that look cool? So we have that all complete. And then we need to put this on the mat. Alright, so I'm just going to add this with my tape runner. And you can add a different colored base piece under here so that if you turn it kind of to the side, there's another color under there. I just kind of wanted to assemble it as one color, but you can do whatever you like. I like the way that the plum punch catches the edge of that, and then the edible eggplant is that color around the edges. I just think the stenciling turned out so pretty on that. Alright, and I'll put this on the card base. Alright, we need to settle on a sentiment, but I think that I'm going to just add a little bit of sparkle pen just to add a little extra shimmer to these flowers. Alright, we'll let that dry up. Alright, so I'm going to use the stamp set and also the die set for this. I like the sending you a long distance hug. Alright, so I wanted to give you a tip for cutting these out. So I stamped these in the edible eggplant. Actually, no, it was the plum punch. Sorry. So that everything will coordinate. And I do want 2 layers for each sentiment. So I cut out my first plain layer, which means that I have a little template. So if you look at this, like this is so small, and if you were trying to get an exact border on that, it might be a little bit difficult for you. I know that I have a hard time with that. So what I like to do is I take my stamped image. I'm going to do both of these. And I just stick it to my my mat or my cutting plate or whatever you have. And then you take the one that you already cut out and you place it over. So it's like a little window. And you can get exact border placement. You're good to go. And then so you just tape that over the piece. Same thing for this sending. Okay, and once you have that, then you can stick the die in like a little puzzle piece, and it'll just go right into that template spot. And it just clicks in there. All right, I'm just going to run these through my die cut machine. All right, now we can take all this apart. All right, so here's our pieces. And we have that perfect equal border on both of those. So that is definitely an awesome trick for you to use when you're cutting out things that are really, really, really close. All right, I'm going to add these layers together so that we can get going on putting the card front together. All right, I think I like this placement for the sentiment. And I did use Gina K Heavyweight White. I wanted to give a little bit more stability to this since it was going over all of these levels here. All right, so for the inside piece, I had an extra strip of the embossing folder. So I just trimmed that and I added it to this panel so we can add that to the inside. And I might stamp a sentiment on that later. I'm not sure. But I'm going to put this in with temporary adhesive. So if I mess this up while I'm writing, I can just take this out easily. All right, and then I brought out some Gina K clear dewdrops to add to this. All right, so here's our project for the day. We have the ruffled blooms, and we did the stenciling, and then we did the double vision technique, which is pretty fun, and I like the way that it gives it that kind of eclipse look. And we have our sentiment there, and then we added the dewdrops. And then on the inside, we have our little panel to write on with the embossing on the side there. All right, let me show you the other two cards that I have. These are my practice cards. I'm not really too sure about them, but as Gina says, better than horrible. So here is one I made with the Strawberry Harvest stencil, and I embossed it and then I stenciled the back side, so the debossed. And when that was complete, I added a little bit of the glimmer spray, and that was in the copper and the glittering gold. I did the heat embossing here with copper, and that was in the Branches of Joy stamp set. And then I cut these out with Master Layout 3 and added some jute. And the background panel is actually Sun-Kissed Coral, which matched really well with the strawberries. And then we have it on a chocolate truffle card base. And then this was similar to this card. I just did the embossing with the strawberry embossing folder on there. And then the other one I have, this one is the Serene Branches. And so I just embossed that, cut it up, and then I used the sterling silver glimmer spray, and I just took the nozzle out and just you know, kind of dabbed it on there to get a little splatter. And then I also put black onyx ink on my glass mat, sprayed that with water, and then I used a paintbrush and just put some splatters on there. The Thinking of You is from the Ruffled Blooms, and I put the Vivant silver cording on here just to add a little bit of detail. We have a black onyx mat, and then on the inside, again, same thing, I embossed that. So here are 3 very different ways to use this technique, and you could use it with pattern paper, you could use it with just a plain stenciled piece, you don't need the embossing, but it does give it a very cool effect, and I like when you turn it, like it changes how it even looks and kind of gives you that weird like 3D double vision optical illusion kind of a thing. So there are my first 3 of using this technique. Hopefully you enjoyed the project today, and if you did, I have another one coming up for you that you will love. And I will also on the end screen put my Gina K Designs project playlist there, so if you love all things Gina K, all of my projects will be there for you. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.